Hey everyone, it's Max here from Reptile Fanatics. So today I was looking at revamping one of the EFT terrariums. So this is for the Japanese fire-bellied newts. I had a couple guys in here. Now I'm going to reduce it down to just having one in there. As you can see, water is super dirty. I'm going to change the complete thing out. I'm going to give it to a EFT that is a lot more terrestrial than aquatic, right? But we'll get to that. So as you can see, it's pretty dirty. Essentially this has had water in it for just over a week. I try to do weekly water changes, especially with stagnant water. So for example, if you have an enclosure or a terrarium with no filter or filtration system, you generally want to do weekly, if not twice a weekly water changes. Not full water changes. You can do 20, 30, 50%. But it's ideal. As you can see, I've got my Java moss, got my driftwood, got my two rocks. Now Java moss is liquid gold in the current climate, and if you have aquariums, terrariums for newts, they love it. They love Java moss. It grows really well. So if you do have a bundle, try break it up and grow it separately. I have mine in a separate tank and jars just growing, so I have it on standby basically. But great for breeding, great for the hatchlings, and great for EFTs when they start becoming more aquatic. And to be honest, just fantastic for and just really good for fish tanks and aquariums, especially if you have tropical fish. Anyway, as you can see, I gave it a good rinse out, got the hose in there, sprayed it out, got the sand and pebbles all. I like to call it tuna and rice. That's what it looks like now. It's pebbles mixed with sand. Now, ideally, I do like to have the rock separate from the sand, but once I'll play around with it, dig it around, clean it up a little bit, and hopefully I get more of a substrate surface for them. Alright guys, now you didn't see much of it, but here it is. Here is the final, almost final design. I have to add a bit more vegetation to it, but as you can see, very, very terrestrial. So what I'll be doing with this little guy, he's showing me no signs of water interest, so I will be misting this twice a day. We're misting it as much as possible just to give them the extra moisture and humidity, but these jars actually hold the humidity and moisture really, really well. But I will add a little dish of water so that he has that opportunity to go into a water or just dip and soak in the water. But as you can see, all I've got here is some sand, some pebbles for the substrate, some river stones, two large rocks and a bit of driftwood, two plants, and I'll probably get another newt friendly plant to add to this equation just to spice it up with a bit more vegetation. So here's our little Japanese fire-bellied newt who's about to go into his new terrarium, as you can see, all ready to go. I think the idea with this is that hopefully he will, or she, will be able to adapt, adjust, explore and get comfortable, and probably spend a couple months in here depending on its improvement and how it feels about being too terrestrial. And when I see it more, having more time in the water in its little shallow dish, then we'll progress and make something a bit more aquatic. Alright guys, here is the final product. I'm happy with this for one Japanese fire-bellied newt EFT. Now look at this, I've added some water. It's about a 60-40 split, where he's got his nice little shallow area with lots of rocks, so if he wants to delve into the water he can. About a 60% land ratio where there's sand, there's rocks, there's place for him to hide. There you go, you can see his tail, but he's going under his piece of driftwood. Otherwise guys, like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Otherwise stay tuned for the next one. We've got Chinese fire-bellied newt EFT full glass tank setup coming soon. Stay tuned for the next one, team.